I decided to join the military because I needed money for college, basically.
Well, I started in 2006. Um, I signed up to be a linguist. That didn't really work out very well because that's really hard to do. So I ended up doing a lot of civil engineering work.
I actually started paying attention this election, whereas the last election, plus I was in Afghanistan during the major campaigning for the last election, so I wasn't really exposed to daily newspapers. I wasn't really exposed to TV commercials. I wasn't exposed to any of that, so I sort of just voted for the candidate that I had heard the most about and who was more in line with my political thoughts at the time, which were really confused. So
Having served under both Bush and Obama, I've kind of given up on politicians altogether. I don't really think it's because of the way I served. I just think it's especially if you look at Congress itself, because the president doesn't do as much as people really think he does anyway. But when you look at Congress, there's a lot of felons, people that are lying all the time. It seems too close to really tell who's going to win. I mean, you've still got a lot of people in the race. Granted, there's really two front runners right now, but I think I think Republicans would have a better chance with Romney because I think Santorum's too, I don't even know how, I guess conservative, but I feel like Romney can kind of go more towards that center.
I think Ron Paul for sure. Uh, I feel like Santorum doesn't know enough about the things that are important to me, and the things that he does know a lot about, that he talks about a lot, are not policies that I really want to see enacted anyway. So uh, I know a lot of people who feel that way about him. And Romney's the same way. I feel like Romney is just the standard Republican candidate, which is fine. It's all well and good, but it's going to be no change from George Bush. It's going to be no change from Obama. It's going to be, it's just going to continue to have these people in power who continue to have a 40% or lower approval rating throughout their presidency, throughout their congressional term. It's the same thing. So I'm done with the same thing. It's too much. It's too late. It's time for something new. I think if things don't get better, for sure. Well, I mean, we already are. I wasn't alive in the 60s or 70s, but I know that people were marching on Washington and people were, rioting in the streets, and these things are all happening right now. People are occupying Wall Street and they're, uh, marching on Washington, and the veterans are going to defend their benefits, and the veterans are marching on the White House to open gay marriage. I mean, there's so many things that are going on right now. Uh, I think we're going through a change or going through a time like that. It's not just a stable part of our history right now. We're definitely very tumultuous, and I feel like if things don't change for the better soon, it's going to be worse in the next 10 or 15 years. It will be more tumultuous. The majority of people don't really pay attention to the election cycle. Nobody, I mean, the people who watch Fox News are the people who are loud about watching Fox News, and the people who watch CNN are loud about watching CNN, but the majority of Americans watch Channel 3 local news every night, and that's it. You know what I mean? The majority of Americans don't pay attention to the election cycle. They don't pay attention to the circus. They just see faces, essentially, of these people who say pretty general things, Republican or Democrat. Which one do I like? Well, that guy's old. He's probably going to die soon. And I know a lot of people who think that way, who I'm not going to vote for him because he won't make it through the presidency, or I won't vote for him because of some, because he's Mormon or whatever. It's I feel like if people get out and go and do and hand out flyers and put, participate civically. It's your government. It's everyone's government. Go out and participate, and the people who do are the people who make the most change.